What up, guys? Welcome back to Price to Sell. Today we have an amazing guest. We have Mr. Josh Benoliel. He's a partner with property.ca and condos.ca. If you guys don't know what condos.ca is, if you've searched for a condo before, you've searched on condos.ca. It's a massive brokerage. So what he brings to the table is just all value in terms of online lead gen and the value behind that. Also very big into mindfulness. So him and I share those values. We've done some things together outside of real estate that, you know, that's how we've met. So talk all things mindfulness as well. So you guys are gonna love it. And on the side, we got the hats. If you guys haven't checked out the merch yet, they are flying right now. Everyone's trying to rock these things. So go and check it out on property.ca for the hats, the shirts, and the sweaters. And if you haven't checked out the field trips, go subscribe to the field trip channel for all amazing house tours worldwide. We're gonna continuously travel and see some amazing properties. So hope you guys enjoy everything we provided so far, and hope you guys enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. I am your host, I think. It's Matthew Campoli. I'm here with a good friend of mine, another amazing guest, and his name is Josh Benoliel. Welcome.
What's happening, everybody? Thanks for having me, Matt.
You're very welcome. Rockstar Realtor in Toronto. Brought me a bottle of tequila, and we are sipping it.
Let's go. The new stuff.
Cheers.
It's at the LCBO.
I'm not really doing this usually, but for some special people, I will.
We needed to.
We needed to.
It's also tough out there right now for people.
It is. It's a tough market.
We fucking need a drink.
We need a drink.
We deserve it.
Beginning of the year, you know, I was, you list the house, you put your feet up, you cross your legs, put on your Hawaiian shirt, sip on a margarita, and the house is going to sell on its own.
That's it.
Now,
both sides of the fence are hard.
now you can't do that. You can't do that anymore.
And the buyer side, you're fucking like, whoa.
You're drinking for another reason.
Everyone's drinking for every reason.
Yeah.
There's been some good content recently I saw on Instagram of like realtors about like how shit their day was.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. Some people, it was like really funny. Like, and they're like, yeah, we're like drinking at the end of the day now.
Yeah. It's tough time.
But it's also good.
It is.
You got to just navigate.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Challenges are fun.
It's the job. Diamonds are made under pressure.
Exactly.
Not made on a comfy, easy, come give me an offer.
Exactly.
Lincoln.
So you're coming from condos.ca.
Yep.
And a lot of people who will want to search the price per square foot of any condo is on condos.ca. That's where I do my research.
Realtors use condos.ca as like a tool.
I do all the time, man.
And it has the accurate square footage, which is different. Not many sites have that.
Yeah. And your SEO is next level.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, it's fun. So first of all, condos.ca is part of property.ca, which a lot of people don't know. Property.ca is the name of the brokerage. And it's also a site that we own, but obviously the focus has been on condos.ca. And they were like the pioneers when we started this thing back 10 years ago now, the crew, and I've been there for 6. But it's always funny when you meet somebody, a realtor, they're like, oh, you're condos.ca? I know that site. I use that site all the time, or like my clients do. And obviously House Sigma is doing their thing where house buyers are using that. But condos.ca has that, especially downtown, you know, like you want that info, specific. So it's cool. Yeah. It's been interesting to work there, you know, and have this experience.
Well, I can imagine just the lead gen is next level.
So the lead gen is a big part of it. But it's also like, let me introduce myself. So whoever's listening.
That was my next question. Yeah. Who is Josh?
So who is Josh? So Josh is a dad recently.
Okay, congrats.
Little Ziggy. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram at @jbenoliel. Ziggy, 14 months skateboarding, animal. So Josh is a dad. Loves music. Josh loves having fun. And then in the real estate world, I've been a agent, now broker, for 6 years. I'm one of the partners at condos.ca. So me and my uncle, who's my partner, we manage 2 offices, our North York and our Vaughan condos.ca property office under our brand called The Branch. I'm also a hustling realtor on top of that. And then on top of that, I also like to build houses and dabble in the renovation. I just built my own house. So I'm in that vibe, and it's been an interesting ride. Fun. So, having fun, and I like to have fun. I like to drink tequila on podcasts and hang out with cool people like yourself, and do good stuff.
I'm cool.
What?
I'm cool.
You're cool.
My mom only says that.
No, that's not true.
It's more people think that.
More people think that.
Okay, thanks.
At least I think that. I can't speak for other people. But
yeah.
Well, if I got that feeling, then
Yeah, I'll add it to my list. Number two notches now.
It's a Upper.
Yeah,
Not
appreciate
down,
that.
yeah.
I feel
Two
good.
notches up,
You made me
not
feel
down.
good about myself.
Good. Well, you had me out here. I want you to feel good.
Before we get into it,
Tell
quick
me.
question: like building right now,
Yeah.
the costs and everything, supplies.
Nuts. Can we swear on here?
Yeah, you can
Cool?
swear.
Okay, cool.
Like margins, for example, for investors trying to buy like builder lots and trying to build and actually flip a profit.
Yeah.
It's tough right now.
Yeah, like I mean, it's been tough.
Yeah.
You know, like flipping houses in Toronto since I remember. I mean, I bought my first house. I think it was. I wish it was earlier. This number's gonna fucking shock you. Okay. I bought my first house in the city of Toronto for $400,000.
Wow.
Yes. And I wish I didn't sell it. I sold it and I made money.
When was this? 1990,
No, it was actually
1946?
2016 when I bought the house. My uncle was my agent, who's my partner now. I wasn't an agent at the time. My dad pushed me. I was doing my old business, was a skateboarding summer camp for kids, and we bought this house. And you know, back then I was like, okay, there's room here. You see this? And I think we bought that house. We probably made like 50, 60 grand on it, flipped it within a year, whatever it was. Wish I kept it, because that's the thing with flipping.
Yeah.
There's like flipping in 1 year, you're wasting your breath. Like go invest in something else. Go private lend that money to somebody else. Do something else with it. You're gonna make more money. And I learned that. And thank God I learned that on such a small scale. Because now down the road where I'm at, building house number, I just built number 4, which I moved into, and I'm building number 5 where my dad's gonna move up to in Barrie on Lake Simcoe. But the thing with flipping in the margins is when you flip, if you're looking for a quick flip, in my opinion, and other builders might have their way of doing it, the gain is tiny. And where I've seen success is when you have a different plan. Buy, do the work, have a plan to stay in the property for a couple years, then sell it. Let the market do its thing.
Yep.
Let the property appreciate. And if you go in, and I've had to guide my clients through this process, like, and I've seen them, and they don't listen to me at the first time, and some of them haven't listened to me on the second time. Now we're getting to the third one, and they're third or fourth, and they're like, okay, you're right, because now they've seen what I've done. Now they're seeing from it. It's like you got to buy and have a plan and have a backup plan to that plan, because shit goes wrong, right? And prices, like, look where we're at.
Yep.
I didn't think a 2x4 was going to be $20.
Yeah. Exactly.
A fucking 2x4.
Yeah.
You know how many 2x4s you need to build a house?
Yeah.
Way more than you think.
Like 2 or 4.
You need 2 or 4, and then 2 more of those 4s. It's a lot of 4s.
It's a lot of 4s.
A lot of 4s.
A lot of math going on.
Yeah, there's a house there being built.
Yeah, there is. But yeah, it's super fascinating because there's there's different pockets where you just see a bunch of like progressively the street just more and more customs, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a full-time gig for some people, right? They want to do it, but
there's a big jump too,
Yeah.
right? Like you're looking at houses where, let's say you buy a house for 1.8, which is pretty like probably where you're thinking, right? Wherever it is, Midtown Toronto, Woodbridge, whatever it is. And then you're putting another $1 million at least to build the house now. And then you're trying to sell a house for $4 million, $4.5 million, and now you're fighting a downward trending market. Shit's scary.
yeah, it is. It is.
And if you're going in it, which is like me and these guys are going to get money, we're going to buy this thing, flip it, you know, you need a plan.
Yeah.
Put someone in there.
Yeah.
Your son should live there. Or you should go live there.
Yeah.
Right? Hold it for a bit.
It's true.
That's how I see flipping. That's how I see building working.
No, it makes sense.
Hold.
Yeah, because you can pick up the property for cheap now, for sure.
Right.
Right? And then you hold it, and then when the market comes back, you take advantage of that high end.
My house right now that I'm living in, it's right down the street from here. And, you know, I bought it with my partner a year ago. We bought it in April, closed in July. Or 2 years, or 2021. First hammer went to the wall November 2021. Plan was to sell it this summer. House was ready, pretty much it's finished now. But like the market changed, and you know I wanted to move houses, and I'll live here for the next 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is, and do it again.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta adapt. You gotta be ready.
Always.
Scary stuff.
And adapting. That brings me into
Adapting.
how we met.
We met in a cool place.
We met at a cool place. We met at
Cool guys.
First, and we met at Rufus. That was very brief. That was
into you.
Rufus to Soul. And then we did a men's night,
Yep.
hosted by some mutual friends. Shout out Zark.
Yeah. Zark put together a good crew that night.
Yeah, and it was a cool night. Pretty good networking, different people, different industries, and then we hit it off.
Yeah.
And you share a lot of similar traits and interests that I do when it comes to like mindfulness, things like that. So I know you want to get into that too.
Yeah.
And I do touch on that with some people on this podcast because, yeah, we talk about real estate a lot, but especially in a market like this, it's good to dig into the mind and like how to,
Control your shit.
Control your shit.
Yeah.
So how do you control your shit?
Well, so like we met that day at that men's thing. And like you said, we had some mutual friends, we had some mutual comments, and then we went to Othership.
Yeah.
And, so you live downtown, I live downtown. I'm sure people listening to this live downtown. If you haven't been to Othership, this is your like calling to just like wake up tomorrow and go to Othership.
Yeah.
You
It's
have
a
to.
great spot.
Shout out to Harry and Amanda who made Othership because they figured it out. Burners as well. Cool people. I don't know if that, anyways. So how do you keep your shit on? How do you dial it in? So we met at Othership, and if you don't know what Othership is, which you do, is, you go there, you do a sauna, you go into a cold plunge, sometimes it's breath work, sometimes you're at your own flow. And I found that, I dig into that mindful stuff, like mindfulness. I go to Burning Man, as we've talked about before, and I do a lot of yoga. I focus on my intentions, my thoughts. But really, when you go into an environment where you have no choice, right? That's where we went to a place where you have no choice. You go in a sauna with 20 guys.
Yeah.
Where you're getting whipped with towels and it's like burning hot and like you're breathing and
yelling.
You literally feel like you're gonna faint. You have nothing. There's no option to think about other thoughts coming in except like breathe and stay alive.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, you're in a 3-degree ice-filled bathtub doing the exact same thing on the polar opposite of a physical feeling. And going to Othership and also Inward, which is their other studio, the private one, really like brought me more sense into like, you can breathe at home and you can get into these zones, but when you get into a physical environment where you have to be mindful and your only way to get out of it is to be mindful or enjoy it is mindful. It's a nice boost. It's a nice alternative to other things like drinking tequila or smoking a cigarette or, partying your face off on the weekend to just like cope with life stress. Cause life's hard, man.
Yeah.
Forget fucking real estate.
Yeah.
Life itself is hard and it's not getting easier. Like all this shit's going on everywhere.
That's very true.
And social media is like just putting it in our faces. And, I don't know who you follow. I'm sure we follow similar kind of people. I saw this guy last night. It's like everything's a scam. And you see one guy sitting on a bus where he's like down and depressed. Everything's a scam. And then another side of the bus is a guy smiling happy and everything's a scam. Right? And it's like, what does that even mean? Everything's a scam. And it's like the water we drink, the fluoride. And then you start like getting into this shit. Like it's just, life's hard. So finding places and environments that create an opportunity for you to decompress yourself without drugs, alcohol, party, whatever it is a really special thing.
Yeah.
And I think we're grateful. I'm grateful that exists now in Toronto, that we have a place to go for that. And that's a tool for me as a realtor. And, every time I go there, we saw each other there.
Yeah.
I always see a realtor or two I know there now.
Majority of people there, I think, that night were realtors.
Right. And that was one night that we went with classes before, classes after.
Yeah, I meet a bunch of realtors. It's like, we're like, because I'm a deal junkie, and I need to do deals. And if even if I know I'm blessed to have a bunch on the pipeline, like my business.
You need
is good,
action,
but I need to do an offer. I need to negotiate daily. Like I need to do things.
Interesting.
Yeah, or else I feel like, and this sucks. This sucks to be
competitive.
This way.
We were talking about that before we got here. Like competitive. Sales is competitive.
Yeah.
You're competitive with yourself.
Yes. But when things aren't going on in a day or 2 days or 3 days in a row, and it's like, okay, I haven't done anything, maybe a week, maybe it could be a month. Then I'm like really down on myself. Like, what the hell's going on? That like, you're fucking up here, But it's really not the case. That I consider that's not healthy. I would think that way. So that's why
You're creating negative intentions for yourself, realities that potentially will become realities.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why I turned to these tools and stuff. And people who know me know I'm like that. But being in an environment like that, like where we met, yes, everything just shuts off because your body is on like, okay, fight or flight. Like it's hot as hell in here. Yeah. Breathe.
You have to breathe.
Or it's cold as fuck in this tub. Breathe.
Yeah.
You're going to go into shock.
Exit is breathe.
Yeah. So it's nice not to think to put yourself in those moments and environments to just like shut off, take a breather, and you come out, you feel amazing. Like literally just those little nuggets.
Yeah.
You're
like I'm a big action sports guy. And I used to find that in action sports, right? Like kiteboarding. Have you ever kiteboarded before?
Kiteboard, no.
Kite, you know, with the harness and everything.
I feel like you're an extreme sports guy.
Yeah, I like board sports.
Did you skateboard?
Yeah, like so before I got into real estate,
Yeah.
I ran a skateboard and scooter summer camp across Canada. We had like 60 camps running a summer from Vancouver all the way to Ontario. Like we didn't go east too much, but full west. And yeah, I'm a big skateboarder and snowboarder and
Can you ollie?
wakeboarder. I can ollie.
Nice.
I can do an
Can you
ollie.
kickflip?
Never. My kickflips always were shit.
Okay.
I've tray flipped a couple times, and I'm more of a vert guy. I like mini ramp. I like cruising and flowing,
Yeah.
surfing style.
I just flip on the
You just
ground.
flip.
On my face.
So my son does.
Okay.
We take him to
But he's
skateboard.
14 months.
He's 14
I'm
months.
30.
It's okay. We're still a kid at heart.
Okay.
You got to
Thank
meet
you.
Ziggy.
Made me feel better.
You know, he goes to the park and he does his riding on stuff, but then he does his tricks, and his version of trick is like rolling on the floor. But what I was getting at is, so kiteboarding, right? Kiteboarding is an intense sport where you got to control a kite, 14-meter kite, high up in the air. You're on the water. It's a windy day, so there's waves. And the only thing you can do in that environment is just be in the zone. You can't think about anything else because there's so much going on. And once I started to get into physical mindfulness spaces, other than yoga or breathing, because in yoga and going into these spaces, it's so easy to get distracted. Like you can get into a zone, for me at least. I'm sure there's mindful people out there who, and you know, I'll get there maybe one day, where you can just sit there and breathe in a living room for an hour and be on it. I don't know how you do that, but finding a place that takes you out of that physical environment, that's like, puts you into a physical environment and lets you just be present, is like so powerful and helps you just cope with all this shit.
It's its own meditation.
Big time.
That's boxing for me.
Boxing. It's the
Yeah.
same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in the zone. You got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
You got to duck. You got to be ready to take a hit. You got to find your spot.
Yeah.
All you can do is think about your next move, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy that, like, you know, in life, and it's like this competitive environment we live in, right? I like, you know, I'll call you out on this. You were late half an hour to get here today. And the friend who was filming, he was like, I was like, so he was late before. He's like, yeah, one time he was 5 minutes late. I'm like, oh, it's a competitive environment. He's trying to beat his last record, how late he could be today. It's like,
no, this was like out of control.
I
today.
know. The
Holy-
city's nuts.
Yes.
That's what we should talk about right now. How crazy.
Infrastructure.
What happened in Toronto. It's like,
No, it's out of you're out of control. It took me 45 minutes to get here. I live 10 minutes away, no
it's
longer.
nuts.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I one wheel. Like I have that one wheel board. I had a showing a couple weeks ago. So I live right down the street. So I'm 5 minutes away from here. We're at Richmond and Tecumseh. And that's where we are now. But I had a showing at Union Station. And like to drive from my house to Union Station literally can take 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I have a one wheel, and I'm no shame. I'll show up to a $2.5 million showing on my one wheel, and I'll pull up and I'll leave it at the concierge of the condo building, because it's like, hey, this makes sense. Like, and like my clients again, like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. No, this is right. Like, I don't have to park. I weaved through traffic. I was on the sidewalk, and I got here in 7 minutes or 8 minutes. You know, so it's like navigating downtown. But then you throw in the mix of like, yeah, I got to sell a condo at Union Station and then go all the way to Kleinburg.
Yes.
That's a little
Yeah.
driving.
I applaud you for the one wheel.
What? You applaud?
That's I applaud you. That's the like you got to balance on that shit.
Self.
Right?
It has some self balance.
I trip out every time. I feel like like every time I watch someone doing it, it's like it's dangerous.
It's not the wheel in the center. I have the one where the board's on the side. There's two types of one wheels you see people riding on. There's a big circle that they're like kind of standing on the side of the circle like this, and then there's the board where it's like a fatter, wider one, but it's equally
Same thing.
Yeah, one of the one in the center I would never ride, because if the battery dies,
You're done.
This one it tilts back. But yeah, they're intense, but it's an amazing tool.
Yeah,
it's like, and that's like life. You need the right tools. My grandfather said, you need the right tools to do the right job.
Yeah.
Whether it's building a house, selling real estate, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, you need the right tools to get the job done.
Yes.
And that's where I find downtown my one wheel comes in handy.
Smart man. Smart man.
It's fun. We'll get you on it.
I'm gonna try it. So you're running 2 offices.
We're running 2 offices. Yeah, one in Vaughan and one in North York.
How many agents?
Hovering around 90 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like.
And how is that managing that?
We just brought on a new VP. His title is Agent Growth Manager.
And is he an agent?
He is. He's actually been an agent for, I think, 35 to 40 years now. He sold Palace Pier condos pre-construction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
in Mimico.
In Mimico. Yeah.
Wow.
He's brought me the clippings from the books. Like I've seen how he used to sell. Like this is like,
Yeah.
we weren't even thoughts at this point. This guy was
Yes.
selling real estate.
Interesting.
So he's been there. You know, he's an older guy and he goes by the condo coach these days and he's in it, man. And he's seen the growth of it. And, you know, he teamed up with us. He was an agent in our brokerage, one of our top producing agents. And now we're at a point where, you know, agents need support more than ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Yes, condos.ca and our platform allows you and gives you the lead generation. I literally just had a call with an agent before he walked in here. It's like, okay, you have X amount of leads, but like, it's not all leads. It's what you do with those leads. It's how you nurture those leads. It's how you think about your business. How many personal people have you added to it? So we've really brought him in to work with us so we can really dive into our agents' business to provide them with the right support that everyone needs, because everyone needs something different.
Yeah.
What you need to grow as an agent and what I need to grow as an agent are two very different things, but they might be similar in some ways, but there's probably pieces that are different.
Yeah.
Right? You know, what system you need or I need or, you know, could be the same, could be different. So managing has been an interesting ride. And it kind of, for me, it started from day one because I got my real estate license the same day that we got our first real estate office.
Okay.
The same day.
Yes.
Both happened at the same time.
So you took that leadership role instantly.
My partner was with me at the time, and I wasn't so much the leadership. He was at the time until I earned my keep and did what I had to do, which took 2.5, 3 years to. But I was involved in the building of it all from behind the scenes the whole time. And, I didn't have the experience to coach people and guide people as I do now.
Yeah.
Right. But now we're, 6 years into it and getting better by the day, learning more by the day. We're bringing more agents on by the day, offering more to our agents by the day, and just really trying to, like I do in anything in life, I want everyone to have the best experience when they're with me.
Yes.
Or with my team, whether that's buying or selling a house or coming to work with us in our brokerage or going on a podcast with me or going to a concert. I want to have the best experience. Yeah. That's what I live for. I just want to have fun. I want to be happy. I want to have good vibes. Let's just do good shit. And if we do good shit and we have good energy, then everything else is going to happen around us and everything good's just going to follow.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I'm a big advocate for that.
It's good vibes.
So good vibes always? Good vibes always.
No, bad vibes happen.
They're inevitable.
But it's how you deal with them.
Yes. Right? And how long you let them fester in your mind.
Got to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe.
Yeah.
Back to breathing.
So, what do you think? What are some like common maybe complaints? Like, what do you see like with majority of agents? Because you hear the numbers, and again, we'll fact check this, but I'm just generalizing right now. It's like 5% of agents will do 95% of the business. Right. Now in this type of market, we're probably seeing a lot of agents exiting as well. What do you find is like the biggest problem that for realtors? Like, what's the biggest issue for them not succeeding?
Like, what's the
running 90 agents? Like, what are you hearing? Is it a mindset thing? Is it a work ethic thing?
I think it's less of what I'm hearing, and I can tell you for more of what I'm seeing, because what I'm hearing is irrelevant.
Yeah, what you're seeing
to what I've seen, what I've observing. And it's not everyone.
Yeah.
But when you get your real estate license, you come in like, it's going to be great. I'm going to do all these deals. It's so easy. This guy does it. He's making all this money. And, you come to a brokerage like ours, where now we're taking you from zero to hero. Mm-hmm. Like, and I see it firsthand. Some of our agents in our brokerage within their first 3 months of real estate are doing 15 deals.
Yeah.
That's our baseline. 3 months, 15 deals. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
Right? You look at somebody that was in their class with them and they joined a different brokerage that wasn't providing what we have, they'd be lucky if they did 2 or 3, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a very big, fast-paced push into it. But what that creates is this like eat-kill mentality. Eat-kill. It's like, I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it's like deal, next deal, deal, next deal. And that's not necessarily wrong. We have that too.
I have that.
Of course, you need to do the next deal. But you also know, I can just assume by your success as a realtor, that you also recognize that real estate is a long game.
Yep.
Every deal isn't going to happen tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you get online leads, but when you have a lead and then you want to do the deal and then you move on, right? And not that everyone does that, but learning how real estate is a nurture business that, I say this all the time. How many people call you all the time to sell you some shit?
Just random?
Yeah.
A lot.
Duct cleaning, this one,
Yeah,
water filters. And now on your phone, how much do you get sold on shit every day?
Yellow Pages lately.
Yellow Pages. They want you.
Like,
They want price to sell.
No, they just want
ads
Google. They want to just run ads.
for whatever.
Yeah, but I love listening to scripts, you know?
So you learn.
Yeah, I'll hear it out. Sometimes I'll be pissed off.
Depends how they answer the phone, though.
Depends on how they are, right?
Like you're not listening to every duct cleaning call you're getting.
I hang up instantly.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a delay, here's duct cleaning 101, okay? As soon as there's the delay, as soon as you pick up the phone and you hear like a call center and like in the background,
Yeah.
it's like, hello? Like 5 seconds later or
Done.
10 seconds later, I'm hanging up.
Yeah.
Done.
Sometimes I have my shtick with them. I like to play with people.
I'll just use the same
Once in a
joke.
blue.
Like, you know, I have a couple ducks. My grandmother has a couple.
We have the same. We have the same line. I guess a lot of people have the same line.
Okay, probably.
We got off that two-turn Tony. I'm like,
They
yeah,
probably
call
got-
it two-turn Tony. He's got a couple ducks. Call that guy. Yeah, shout out two-turn with his ducks. Anyways, where are we going with this? So, you know, I feel I don't like being sold. I can't speak for other people. I don't like being sold on shit.
Yeah.
You know what I like? I like people who genuinely want to add value to my life. You wanted me to come on the podcast. I want to come on the podcast. It feels good. It feels right to come on the podcast. People don't want to be sold. And I think learning that as a realtor, that like your job isn't, yes, our job is to sell real estate, but that's like the end part of it. To get to that point where you have the opportunity to sell real estate for somebody, buy or sell, there's a lot that has to happen before that. And I think that's like the nurture step of it, of adding value to people's lives. Like, you know, anyone can call a realtor. You can walk into any brokerage right now. What makes somebody better than another realtor? It's what kind of value can you add to their life? And as we're moving more into a tech-based world where people want to get rid of agents with commissions and this and that, being able to add value to a client's life is the number one most important thing you can do to be a successful realtor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
How do you add value?
Yeah.
Right? Is that off market? Do you have a way of finding shit that other people don't? That's adding value.
Yeah.
Do you have a platform like condos.ca behind you that you can use to continuously analyze the average cost per square foot in buildings? Adding value. Whatever that is, I find that, so you asked what's the complaint we're getting with agents? I think what the hardest part as an agent succeeding is to identify that real estate's a long game. You need to add value to people's lives and you need to be patient with shit.
Yeah.
And if you do that and do it genuinely with good intention and not thinking about, oh, I'm going to make all this money, I'm just going to do that really well, then you'll be successful, in my opinion. From
No,
what
I
I've
agree. I can 100%.
raw shit. You know, just be real.
Yeah.
Be real. People smell bullshit,
Oh, 100%.
right?
You'll
I might get lucky.
yeah, I always say like, you know, the first step is helping people, helping them achieve their goals. The money is just a byproduct, you know? Like if you're passionate in actually really wanting the best for that someone, you're just going to get, you know, the money is just a byproduct. It's just the nature of the beast, you know? You're taking everyone out, you're helping them out with their first home. You're really engaged in it. Like you're actually genuinely interested in their success and them succeeding and achieving their goal. Everything just work out for you.
That's it.
Right?
You want to be real. People want to know that you're taking care of them.
Yeah.
You're there. You're looking out for them. Like I love one of my favorite things to do with new home buyers is when I take them to a neighborhood, I want them to feel it. So especially if it's a neighborhood that I know. Like if you're going to buy a house in Trinity Bellwoods and you're coming for me on an afternoon for your first time out to buy a house, we're gonna have a fun time. We're going places. Like we might stop. We might get a Lambo's Deli to start the day. We might end with a piece of pizza at Blondie's. We're going. I'm not just showing you houses. I'm showing you what life can be living
Yeah,
there.
it's nice. I like that.
You know, and I did a bunch of videos on my social like that, and that's one of the plans of my videos I want to hit on better is like just like neighborhood. When you're selling real estate, it's not just phone's coming off. It's okay. We'll get them.
Is that your $86 million listing lead?
86, yeah. No, I'm
Nice.
actually probably the stager at the house down the street. That
Oh,
we're
nice.
listing.
That
New
works.
house coming out next week. Nice house,
Tell us about it.
Victorian. It's a Victorian house. It's on Beaconsfield. So it's a semi, and it's 3 beautiful units, basement, main, and then 2 upper. Incredible cap rate on the property. They're all renovated.
What's
nice.
the cap at?
I think it's at 5 right
Oh, wow,
now.
it's huge.
It's big in
So
Toronto.
it's triplex.
It's a triplex.
Nice.
But it also has the coach house. So right now they leveled it for parking. Zoning approved, permits approved, drawings approved, all in hand. So you could have a 4-plex on the property right now if you buy it. And what's nice is it could be a great place for someone
Did
to
you list
live.
it?
It's going to be on the market on Wednesday.
Okay, wait.
Beaconsfield.
Don't list it yet.
Why don't listen? Wait.
We'll talk after this pod. Okay.
Good.
There you go.
No, someone else might deal. Maybe we don't put the pod up yet.
You know, this pod's gonna be delayed by 3 months.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Dude, you know, it's cool to be here. I don't know if I told you this before. So I had, for 2 years, and listen, I'm busy. You can tell I got shit going on. I want to do a podcast. I want to bring cool realtors out, top people out. I was talking about it. So then I went and I filmed one podcast and I put it out, Tales of the Lockbox. I mentioned this to you. I had so much fun. And then 2 days later, I see Price to Sell coming out. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I see like who you had out on the first couple episodes. You had Adam out, you had, I think Mark Salerno came out, everyone came out. You had like the big hitters come out on the first bunch.
You saw my season 2.
Yeah, at the beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
Because it was big then. That's why I didn't see season 1, but season 2, you came out hot.
Yeah.
Right? And now not that the past guests haven't been great. Everyone who's been on the podcast, you've all been great people, but you came out with some big hitters in the beginning of the season. I was like, fuck, like this guy was in my brain. Yep. This guy was in my brain. And then I got busy over the summer. I pushed the podcast down. But then when we connected that day, and I told you, because I saw you at Rufus, and then we connected at that thing, and you're friends with my friend Nat, right? And we talked about that stuff. And it's like, I got to come out. And you know what? Being here, man, it's just like, it's fucking good shit. Good for you for doing this. It's so fun.
Yeah, no,
break it up.
It's a lot. It's a lot of fun, man.
That was the idea. Have fun with people. That's why I said, drink some tequila.
Drink some tequila. Breathe a little bit.
Breathe.
Well, Joshy.
That's it.
We are coming to an end here,
Okay,
unfortunately.
it's beautiful.
But you did mention one thing on the call we had earlier.
Tell me.
You said, in Josh's words, you talked about just saying yes to things.
Yeah.
Not overthinking
Forgot
it.
about that.
Just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like that mindset because I'm similar in many ways.
Yeah.
Let's explore that. Explore that for a second. Talk
Not
about
everything. Don't say yes to everything because you get really fucked up if you do that.
Disclosure.
Have judgment. Yeah. Full disclosure. Don't say yes to everything, but say yes to most things.
Yes.
Right? Come on the pod. Yeah. You want to go to other? Yeah. You want to come to the men's event? Yeah. You want to, whatever it is. Life's too short. And if you say no all the time to stuff, you're not going to have these experiences. I mentioned Burning Man before, and I'll come back to it. I'll come back and talk about Burning Man.
Quick question. Can I come to Burning Man with you?
We talk 100%.
No,
wait.
Yes.
You know what? I can't say 100% yes. We haven't spent enough time together yet.
Okay. I like that.
If I'm bringing you to Burning Man with me, I got to make sure you're ready to come to.
Okay.
It's the best place in the world, and it's just hard. And you got to be ready. And I think you are. We've talked about it. We've gone there. But there's a lot to it. And we'll get there. But yes, we can explore the venture of you coming to Burning Man.
I just wanted that yes.
But Burning Man is a yes place. It creates an environment where you just say yes naturally at everything. All experiences happen where you are. You are where you're supposed to be is like the big saying of it. Like the playa provides. It's like Burning Man takes you on these journeys. You never know where you're going to be. I've had these like crazy things where... And I like in this big, vast place, you end up where you are. So that taught me to say yes. Say yes to opening a brokerage with your uncle the day that he wants to start. You get into real estate. Say yes to the opportunity that you met a guy at a bike shop that brings you into a developer's office, and now you're selling tons of pre-con units. Say yes to your son wanting to do anything at all because now he's skateboarding at 14 months. Say yes to whatever that feels right. Say yes. Don't say no. It's too much. No's taunted. I'm with my son. We're at a school thing, and they were talking about how they teach kids, and I'm like, how often do you guys use the word no? Because as a parent, I noticed you say no a lot to a kid. So imagine now a sponge of a kid being told no, 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 don't do this. No, 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 no. You're going to grow up with like this no mentality where you have to guide your kids to be safe, but yes. That movie, Bruce Almighty? No, that was not it. The Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man.
Yes.
That probably started it a bit too.
Well, I look at every person, every encounter as a door.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it's up to me if I want to walk through it or not.
That's it.
Because there's opportunity behind every door. Doesn't matter who it is.
100%. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So if I'm like you're conscious about that and you're talking to people and like, okay, this person, some sort of opportunity behind what we're talking about right now. Let's explore it. It's similar to the yes.
Of course, and you know what? You can't always have that door open to a good opportunity. Life would be too easy if that was. We wouldn't grow as humans.
And you learn when it's not good.
And you learn when it's not good, and you know which doors not to open and which ones not to go through. But the yes, is a powerful tool, man.
Like, don't walk in a door with Jeffrey Dahmer. You know?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of talk is Jeffrey Dahmer, guys. Scares me. I don't know.
I watched the first episode yesterday. That's all I have
I'm
to
more
say.
like watching these other shows, like the Pizza Guy. Have you seen the new Netflix with the Pizza
No, I
Guy?
gotta watch that.
The new Chef's Table, all about pizza.
Interesting. I love.
You're
Chef's
gonna
Table.
like it. You're
Okay.
Italian. You're gonna
I am.
like it. The first guy he was deemed to make the #1 pizza in the world out of Arizona.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember. I saw the trailer for this.
Yeah.
I'm
You gotta
tune in.
watch it.
I'm gonna tune in.
it's probably better than watching the Psycho Killer.
I agree.
Better for your psyche.
It is.
Sorry,
It is.
I might have been a bad yes. You said yes to.
See, there you go. Prime example.
All right, bro.
Well,
Thank
Josh,
you. You're the man, dude.
Thank you for everything.
It's fun.
Let's
Do it again.
Everyone who wants to reach out to you, talk to you, who's listening, wants to learn a little bit more about Josh, where can they find you?
At Benoliel on Instagram. You want to hit me up on email, josh@property.ca. It's super simple. Or josh@condos.ca. I'll answer any of them. Just hit me up on Instagram mainly and let's vibe. I'm happy to share knowledge. I'm happy to guide. I'm happy to go to other ship with you.
Find us at other ship.
We'll be at other ship.
We'll do a realtor event one day. Maybe we'll host it.
We should host it.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
A realtor, mindfulness, but selected. We got
Selected.
to invite.
Yes.
You got to be ready.
Agreed.
4 minutes. 4 minutes in the
Ice bath. Crazy.
I don't know. They push you for 2. Anyways.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Thank you, everyone, for having me.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Price
Appreciate
to
your
Sell.
patience with me earlier.
No, it's all good.
And
dude.
to everyone out there, if you're listening, leave us a review. I haven't asked for this yet, but go on to wherever you're listening, whatever platform, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes. Drop a 5-star review. If you want to leave a comment, please. That helps rank us. That helps get us up. Helps get us noticed. Try to bring as much value as possible. And please like, subscribe, share, refer us to a friend, whoever you think may find this valuable and useful. And also to your pet grizzly bear. But until then, folks, we will see you on the next one. Peace.